during Todd's series on the Holy Spirit and our life group series on the Holy Spirit, I started asking God for a measure of the Spirit that would give me the power to be bold for Him. A few weeks ago, I went to a meeting that I have every week with a young woman on Monday mornings at Panera. And as I went up to order that particular day, I noticed that the crowd was a lot of teenagers and their parents, which was unusual for a Monday morning. So I asked one of the parents if something special was going on, and this dad said, well, these kids are getting ready to leave for Italy. I said, oh, great, on a school trip? And he said, yes. From that moment, I felt the Spirit telling me that I needed to pray for these kids before they left for their trip. Well, they were scattered all over the restaurant. There were parents there and grandparents. They weren't all together in one big group. I didn't even know how to go about praying for all of them because they were so spread out. So as I waited on the young woman to come and meet me, another pastor in town came in and we chatted a minute, and I told him, I'm trying to figure out a way to pray over these kids. They're getting ready to leave for Italy. They were high schoolers. And he said, well, even if they don't know you're praying for them, you can still pray for them. And we parted ways, and I sat in my booth and thought, you know, he's right. Maybe I should just sit here and silently pray for them. And I just heard the Spirit saying, that's not what you've been asking for. So I was very nervous. I said, Lord, I want to be obedient, but show me where to start. About that time, a group of parents and grandparents came and sat at the tables right beside me. And they had about 3 girls between them who sat in another part of the restaurant. And before they ate, I noticed a set of grandparents praying for their food, and I knew that was my starting point. So with my heart pounding, I took a deep breath and walked over to their table and asked if I could pray over their girls before they left for this trip. And they were very receptive and said, that would be wonderful, we'd love that, pray for the school. So I went and talked to this group of 3 girls and asked if that would be okay. One of the girls spoke up and said, well, our whole group's here, would you like to pray for our whole group? I said, yes, do you think they would let me? And she said, yeah, I think so. So we talked about the fact that she would come and get me before they left that morning so that I could pray for them. So as the morning went on, I had my meeting with the young woman that I was supposed to meet with, and a little later, this young girl who was going on the trip came and got me and said, it's time. I said, okay. So even as I walked over to the group, I still was hearing Satan's lies of, this is a school trip, they're not going to let you pray. There may be some parents and kids who don't want to be a part of this and might just walk off. I still didn't even know how to get them together. Do I ask for all the kids to get in the middle and put my hands on them? What do I do? So as I approach, I hear someone say, everybody get in a circle, we're holding hands. And I thought, well, that's that. So we all held hands, and I was able to pray for this high school group of kids leaving for Italy, and it was so outside my comfort zone. But I knew that stepping outside of that would allow my comfort zone to grow bigger, and only through the power of the Spirit. As I sat back down in my booth, a message popped up on my phone, and the minister that I had spoken to earlier in the restaurant happened to be sitting behind us as we prayed and took a picture of the group while we were praying. And I said, thank you for this. And he said, shoot, I just clicked a button. You were the one who stepped outside your comfort zone. After I finished praying over the kids, several parents and grandparents came up and hugged me and thanked me, and I was just blown away. And the next thing I knew, the 3 girls that I had originally spoken to came and said, can we take our picture with you? Which I thought was so funny, but we did, and later connected on Facebook, and I got to see the picture together and follow the kids on social media as they went on their trip, and have even been able to speak to them once since they've been back. And they had a great trip, and I just hope that this is an encouragement to all of you that if the Spirit prompts, don't quench Him. Just step forward in obedience, even if it's outside your comfort zone, because He has already paved the way ahead, and He will lead you into that obedience.